Hello, user Arielness here. Unfortunately, I made a whole entire video, a whole entire rant about Adam culture and anti-natalism, but unfortunately, I'm an idiot and I forgot to press record. So here I am doing my best to recreate it. Okay. Um, fuck, where do I even begin? Right. A lot of you will probably know about what anti-natalism is, about culture. I'm a culturalist. So I'm not even gonna bother explaining that. But I just want to say, look, I am TCC. I currently have my profile picture as Adam Lanza. I will probably change it to what? God wish I knew. That doesn't make sense. God, I wish I knew. There we go. Miss and I. But I probably will change it. Hopefully. But my problem is I'm annoyed that Adam Lanza is considered the poster boy of anti-natalism and being a culturalist. I hate it, especially with anti-natalism, because a core belief of Adam was the fact that he believed suicide was okay because of anti-natalism. Anti-natalism is the belief that bringing children into this world is morally wrong. I think it is. You're free to make your own opinion. And thus, he believed suicide was a good way of deciding. Suicide was a good way of combating that. Because you were forced into this world, you have the choice to leave it. And listen, the word choice, consent, that is a key theme of anti-natalism. Consent. You didn't consent to being born. You can consent to death, killing yourself. That, fuck's sake, go away. Killing yourself is, oh, fucking Discord made me lose my train of thought. Killing yourself is the way to finally is the way to living is consenting to being forced into this world. Well, it's not being forced then. Living is consenting to being in this world. Killing yourself is changing your mind, going, actually, no, and taking yourself out. That's the whole idea. And here's the thing that irritates me. When Sandy Hook happened, those people, they did not consent. It went against their core. It went against Adam's core belief. Murder is not consent. Well, it can be sometimes, but in that case, it was the opposite of consent. It makes me cry. Adam Lanza was a hypocrite. He really, really was. Those kids and few adults, they didn't personally write Adam a letter. They didn't stick it in his mailbox going, here's a list of names that want you to kill. Wait, what? Wait, let me do that again. Here's a list of names. This is our these are our names. Please kill us. Please shoot up our school and kill us because we don't want to live anymore. We're 6-year-olds and we hate our lives. They did not do that. They really didn't. So that's the whole thing. Adam Adam well, those kids may have been forcefully brought into this world. Adam forcefully took them out. That's just as bad. Share your footsteps. Okay, false alarm. Phew. And yeah, God, it just it sucks. Adam, what were you doing? What were you thinking? Mind boggled. I'll tell you that. Which is probably why he's not my favorite. Because I can't just. What a hypocrite he was. Really, really. But, okay. I really. I do get the culture thing. Wait, actually, no. The culture thing, there's too much to discuss. I'm leaving that to last. Now. Shit, no, let's not do pedophilia today. Culture. Yay! Culture. Culture is defined as shit. Look, I know I said I wasn't going to explain, but for this for this moment I am going to explain. Culture is defined as the customary beliefs, social forms, and material traits of a racial, religious, or social group. It is a total load of fat bullshit. My my dog could take a shit and culture would be a lot bigger shit than that. What is this metaphor? It's not even a metaphor. What am I even talking about? Okay, look. Culture is culture is grooming. It is. You're pushing you push beliefs onto people from a young age. They're taught ideals how the world should work. And there is there is no such thing as freedom of choice, of free will. That does not exist because the external factors from when you were younger and all around you now, they determine every decision we make. That is a bad thing. There is no way of telling what our true authentic selves are, as the line between it is just so blurred to the point of confusion. Every humans real humans do not exist. We are just culture. We aren't truth. We're just people bonded together and they decided, okay, we like this. This is going to control people. This is going to do that. And over time it just kept going. It spread throughout the generations. Shit. Okay, never mind. I was just tweaking. Okay. Sorry, I'm like very paranoid. Um, I don't want my parents to come upstairs and see the kid talking to themselves. Yeah. Right. Culture was just a bunch of bullshit made up to control people, essentially. And we've just lost the plot. People aren't being controlled like they thought they would. And we just adopted culture, and we and we thought, yeah, that's normal, let's go on. But the problem is, culture is a terrible thing. It really, really is. But what are we without culture? How do we exist without culture? We can't go back in time and just rid ourselves of culture. Something is gonna form. We cannot beat culture. Culture is it's language, it's art, it's schools, it's food, and it's everything humanity can ever thrive on. We can't function without culture. And that's why we're all doomed. We live in a doomed world. We can't make our own choices, but when we can make our own choices, it's impossible because there will be no choice to make. We will be clueless, and that probably doesn't make sense, but it makes sense in my head, and you're in my brain now, so it just makes sense to you, okay? It's just we're influenced by others in a continuous cycle of morals and just pleasures. We don't act on what we need. We just act on made up rules and whatever we want, whatever makes us feel good, whatever we've been taught. We live in a world of misfortune, and God, we just can't do anything about it until we all melt into the ground and another humanity is born, and even then there will be more culture. What are we gonna do? Like, all we can do is just hope that when there's a new humanity made, that their culture is a little less harsher than ours. And it fucking sucks because this culture stuff is just a ton of bullshit. I was about to make a point, but now I need to make another point. Culture is the root of our suffering. Why do you think there's misogyny? Why do you think there's racism? Why do you think there's all these problems in the world? It's because of culture. It's because, like, take misogyny. Like, from the very start, there was this like small little culture about how women give pregnant. Women get pregnant. Women give birth. And they're the ones usually taking care of the kids, aren't they? So there was just like this little idea embedded into our brains well, this is what women are for. And there was this whole culture revolved around that. We get purity culture. We get this trad wife, housewife, miserable, lonely wife culture because of this small little cute teensy itsy bitsy idea. That I sound so aggressive saying teensy. And it's the same exact thing with racism. And look, I used to be really proud of being Polish, and honestly, I'm still kind of proud because our food is kind of bomb. And I know I'm probably biased saying that, but I like going to Poland. We've got some nice stuff, but there's so many flawed things. Like, we just dunk on women. We're race, like, wait, it's a bit mean to just assume everyone, but a lot of Poland's culture is misogynistic and racist. Like, we have a whole holiday, Lany Poniedziałek, and although it's meant to just be throwing buckets of water at people. There's this like culture around it that's become so normalized for women to just be dunked on. Like, men take buckets of water and throw them at women, and they laugh at them when they freak out because it's seen as this funny little cultural tradition thing. And there's a whole problem with religion. Oh God, I can talk about religion for like an hour, but I'm not going to talk about religion. But Christianity in Poland is a bit of a problem. I mean, thankfully my parents are pretty atheist. Lucky me. But most of the country isn't. They aren't like them. And like, what's good about a culture that brings so much suffering? Nothing. The only joy I get is holidays and food. And what is that compared to everyday life, everyday problems? What is that compared to the times women go out on the streets and get looked at weird? What is that when people walk out and they just get fucking beat up by a bunch of Polish teenagers? Of course, honestly, compared to a lot of countries, Poland is quite tame, but I'm Polish. I know a lot about Poland, so I'm just using that as an example. And I don't want to offend anyone in case I get fucking famous or something. But yeah, that's just an example of a culture. Like, if anyone is actually watching this, please just think about where you're from and think about all the negatives, because when you were little, you saw where you're from. You saw the culture surrounding it, and you got so used to it. You got so desensitized to its problems, and you just went, wow, my country is fucking awesome because it has a few good things. And you just ignore the rest of the problems. Think about the problems. Focus on the problems. I know people always talk about positivity, but think about it negatively for once. Just look for one moment. Think to yourself, is that really the best thing? Is that really what we should be doing? And you'll just go down a rabbit hole, but it's worth it. It's eye-opening. Okay. Who fucking cares? Right. Other point that I was trying to say. It's the fact that if people do not conform to culture, we were withheld from the rest of the world. May it be for better or for worse. And either way, we're overcome with loneliness as punishment, and it slowly kills us off one by one. And although suicide is a good thing, well, by Adam's standards, I don't even know what I fucking think of suicide at this point. I'm a hypocrite. I'd be sad if people I love died. I'd respect it, but I'd be sad. And I'd have a hard time respecting it. So, I guess I'm not the most credible source on suicide. But, right, yeah. But the problem is, it annoys me because when people do not conform to culture, they're isolated and it makes them depressed and they kill themselves. And you're still killing yourself because of an external factor. Culture always wins. Culture always will. And that fucking sucks. Because even when you try to beat culture, even when you try to go against it, it will always find you in the end. Why am I talking about culture like it's some serial killer? Whoo! Culture is gonna come get you! Lock your doors! But, yeah. We deserve the right to have opinions of our own. I wish there could just be a world where there is no culture. Like, there will always be culture, but maybe there's just like this weird little tank you can go to when you need to make an important decision, and you just think about it in a world without culture, and it gives you your answer. But that's just really stupid to think. Huh. A bit of an imagination on me, yeah. I'm so fucking stupid. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to the one person still watching this. The thing is, we should not be excluded and face suffering, which often leads us to suicide, all for not meeting dumb societal expectations. We're constantly fed the generational thought of life is not fair, and it tricks us and deceives us and diminishes us into letting life continue the way it is, to feel agony in silence. We don't do anything about it because we're just taught that's the way it is. And I am a victim to that, and I hate it. I really do. I just wish there was a way to combat that. But unfortunately, I'm not like some sort of fucking genius. I can't create my little escape pod of a world without culture so you can make decisions. You know, I forgot to mention something about anti-natalism, and now I feel really stupid because I'm kind of switching points. But I'm announcing that as culture over. Get my gavel. That's not a fucking gavel, that is a makeup brush. But it's close enough. Unfortunately. Oh wait, no, it kind of ties in. Unfortunately, like, similar to culture, we need natalism. We need children. We need to be born. Anti-natalism is something I agree with. But how? How can we actually implement that into a real world? We can't. All we can do is just tell people to stop having babies because it's morally wrong. There's so many immoral people out there. So that's kind of not possible. They're still gonna give birth to kids. There's still gonna be horn dogs sticking their penises everywhere. I'm sorry. We can't really do anything about that, can we? Oh my fucking god, wait. Sorry, I'm reading note thing. Oh, I didn't say that. Shit. Back to suicide, back to suicide. Look. I think the reason why people can't respect others killing themselves is because humans are driven by want. They're not driven by need. They want these people to live for their own want, to control them and gain pleasure from them. These people set off like little happy things in their brains, and they don't actually give a fuck. Everything everything boils down to your individual pleasures. And I can accept that. Every human being is selfish, and that's why people have such a hard time accepting suicide. And it's unfortunate because people can't ever get peace. But I do wish that culture didn't influence suicide as much. I wish that people who committed suicide didn't kill. Most of them kill themselves based on stupid reasons. Like, oh fucking no, they get ghosted by their boyfriend. But I wish people could get to like a good point in their life and ask, do I seek more? Do I seek something I can't achieve? Am I doing this because I'm an idiot? Or because of an idiot? And I think that could really determine life or death. God, yeah. Okay, I think that's it. I'm probably gonna think of something else I wanted to say and beat myself up over it. God, I am such a yapper. 30 minutes. Who the hell am I? Well, that's pretty much it, I guess. I don't really have anything else to say. If you're still watching this, give me ideas. I want to do stuff about gender and religion and angry rants, maybe. Woo! Love a bit of anger. Don't we? And, shit. I think that's it. I really do. Okay. Well, this is user Arielness out. Oh, by the way, go search up. Well, she's definitely watching this, but go search up Be God Day on YouTube. Same streaming platform this will be on. I like her videos. I'm her biggest fan. I even got a shout out. So yeah, I'm shouting out her now because she is so freaking awesome. Okay. Bye. Love you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Love you all. Mwah. Love you, my singular viewer. Mwah. Okay, kisses. Bye.
Alright.